Welcome to this case study. I am so excited to be sharing with you the story of Mandy Tongs and Amanda Faulkner, who run an amazing business in Tamworth in New South Wales, Australia. Mandy is a remedial massage therapist and Amanda is a beauty therapist, and together they run a wellness clinic where they combine both of those together. They were relatively new in business. They really hadn't worked in a business together and certainly not in a commercial space. They'd both worked separately at their own premises and decided that they would come together and actually create a business together. They had not had a lot of business experience, and business was quite new. Making money was quite foreign. They hadn't really thought about how it was going to work, and really these guys are about to just share with you an incredible journey of the last kind of 12 to 18 months of what it's been like to be them, completely exceeding all of their expectations, as well as getting calls from their bank asking what they're doing because they're making so much money, and from their accountant telling them that they are one of the top 5 of businesses in their area that this accountant works with. That actually to be making money and to be so profitable. They now work 2 days a week hands-on each, and are also taking a wage from their business more than what they were getting paid full time. So they have an incredible story of how they got there, because it hasn't been easy for them. There's not been anything that was like, it's easy for us, we just kind of show up. These guys have had to put in the hard work, have had to do a lot of work themselves. They've had to work on themselves as well as the business. And I'm just so excited to share this incredible story of these two powerhouse women. Welcome, Mandy and Amanda. It's so lovely to have you with us today.
Thank you. We're excited to be here.
Yay! Would you maybe want to share a little bit about your business and who you guys help?
Yeah, that's you.
We are a beauty and massage and wellness salon. We do a variety of treatments, a lot of massage and holistic healing. So we help a variety of people, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. And so, Mandy, you are a massage therapist, and Amanda, you do the beauty side of things.
Yeah.
And bring that together, which is just such a cool modalities to bring together. We have been working together now for over a year, and there has been some pretty amazing growth that I wanted to be able to chat with you guys today about what has happened for you and what's been a result of the action that you have both taken over the last 12 months. Before we started working together, you guys were sole traders, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
And you decided to form a company and kind of put that together. Do you want to talk us through, I guess, that journey and how that first of all came to be?
Yeah, I created Breakaway Beauty and launched that going out in the public on the 1st of June, which was the first opening date post-COVID. So that was it was going to be a sink or swim situation, and I was just diving head in, praying to God, hoping for the best. And Amanda was working from home as a sole trader as well. I had 6 months out there, and then the situation changed. I had to move, and we had discussed going into business together. So an opportunity come up for us to get this salon that we're in now, which was amazing, and we just jumped into it. We did that didn't we?
It was so scary.
Yeah. We did that for 6 months before we come into a partnership, and just taking the guidance from amazing accountants. We would really not be where we are without them, to be honest. We were sort of thinking that we would be a partnership for at least 2 years, but thank you to you and James and the 6-figure program, we hit 6 figures within 6 months. And our accountant said, right, girls, you're on the next bracket. You need to become a company now, which was huge for us because, we didn't think that
we were in his top 10 in the first 12 months to become a company.
Woo-hoo!
And we're like in their top bracket of successful in the beauty industry. So
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so and it's honestly, it comes back to somehow finding you guys. Like I come across you guys, and then we were talking about it, then you called and we were like really like, oh, do we or don't we? It was so scary because at that time we were like, oh, can we afford it? Then it was just, we really felt the pull that we had to do it, and it was like the best thing that we ever did.
So what were some of the things that you did initially? So obviously you fast-tracked your results. The result was that you expected to take 6 months to earn or 12 months to get to your six figures, which you did.
Oh, we didn't think we would even do that.
You did in 6 months. So what were some of the initial things that you guys did that started to make a difference, do you think?
Me personally, the program, six-figure program, it's not just about business. It's a lot about personal growth. And we both had a lot of blockages around money, and the way that we look at money, and, you know, it comes in and you're really holding on to that. And when we did a lot of the growth side of the program with you, and the unlocking the limiting belief systems, and that is where I have found it's changed not just me, but my business, my home life, every aspect of my life.
Yeah.
And I think that's been my biggest takeaway. That's been able to help us improve business.
Yeah. That's incredible. Is there anything in particular, was there a particular belief, or was it just one great big bunch of beliefs that helped you kind of, what did you realize about the blockage, and then what did you sort of move through?
For me, as a child, I can remember sitting down, and as all kids do, you know, I want this, can I have this? And I remember my dad sat me down one day and he put all the money on the table and he said, right, take out this is for our mortgage, and take out this is for the food. And, you know, at the end of it all, there wasn't really a lot of money left. So as a little girl, probably around 8, it's been instilled into me that you have to be really careful with your money, because there's not always going to be money left over. And coming into this program, it was more of a, you know, money comes and money goes. And if you're like, that's cool, you actually attract more money. It took me a long time to come to terms with that. And we would, but you're so much
I'm a lot better.
Yeah.
So it was a bit different for me with where the money aspect come from. I didn't have a lot. And for me, it's like I needed to hang on to every little thing I had to make sure that my kids had what I didn't.
Yeah.
And I would panic if if I couldn't see the next week that there was already money there. And I would like hit the panic button, and I'd be like, oh my God, like we really need this, really need that. I really need to make sure that we take some money home. And then I would, it was a bit of a trigger, wasn't it? It was a lot of a trigger. Yeah, quite, yeah. But working with you guys, and then also having Mandy as well to sort of help me through that, has been amazing. So I don't even look at the next week anymore. We just go with the flow, and it always works out now.
Yeah, it was just incredible. And thank you for sharing those stories, because a lot of people don't realise that our money stuff comes from when we're growing up. Now, you can imagine your dad having your best interests at heart. Like, rather than just having to say no to his little girl all the time, it's like, let me tell you why. There's a really good life lesson here. Awesome. Except you're not 8 anymore. And the challenge can be when we take that 8-year-old learning and apply that throughout our lives, where I have to be really careful with money, I have to be really careful. Or with yourself, Amanda, to be able to go, okay, there wasn't a lot, and sometimes there was actually like not enough to go around. There wasn't even anything left at the end of when we dished out all the money, there was nothing there. To then go, okay, so I know that I have to hold on to as much money as I can, look for next week, and otherwise, we hit the panic button, which we also have framed Kermit, because sometimes well, I'm wearing green today, maybe it's an appropriate colour.
It's green too. We've got the Kermit. We've learned to embrace Kermit.
We embrace Kermit.
Yeah.
We're sending less and less Kermits, which is good.
Yeah. Do you guys want to share what Kermit is? For those who are going to go.
When we entered the program, and you had this reference to this little girl with the hairbrush in a panic situation. And for some reason, Amanda and I, we love the GIFs on Messenger, on Facebook.
Love it.
And we come across this Kermit the Frog, and he's having a complete meltdown, shaking, and it's just like we don't have to say, oh, look, I'm kind of stressed about this. We just send the Kermit. That's the code.
That's our code word. Code GIF.
Yeah, and then it's oh my God, she's Kermiting. Get on the phone straight away. Let's sort it out. Yeah.
And I love that, because sometimes if we're in struggle, like if we're really struggling with something, especially if it's linked to something deep like that, and often we have like a shame base. So, there's no money, I'm freaking out, and it means that I'm a terrible person. And of course, if I was a good mum, then I would be able to provide for my kids. And, I can feel that anxiety. As you said, the panic button, that's what I was feeling. And we can't necessarily in that space say, now, excuse me, Mandy, I'm just really struggling right now. Because
I'm not good with that.
It's more like, but being able to have something where you can use humor, where the other person gets it, so it gives context without having to give context, without having to say words. It then allows us to move out of that shame base and into, cool, I'm open for help, receiving help right now. When I think it's all my fault and I'm a terrible human and I'm playing that game, I can't get help. I'm done. I'm down a rabbit warren so far that I can't get help. Whereas when I'm Kermiting, which is I love it. That's
really good for me, because I'm not one like to actually say, like I am now. I never used to be able to express that I need help, because I was like, I have to do this on my own.
Yeah.
But I don't have to do it on my own. I know that now.
Yeah. Which is
it's great.
Yeah. And it's so powerful to have one another, and to have even, a group to be able to talk to other people as well and go, okay, I'm not the only crazy human who has these things that go on. And, I'm not weird and unique and different because I've got this stuff. I'm weird and unique and different because I'm me. But you know what? Yeah. We're all weird, unique and different.
Which is great. I love it.
It makes you feel normal, because it's like,
it's normal.
Yeah, we're all in it together. And at some point or other, you all go through the same roller coaster. So it's been a big thing for us coming into business,
thinking that we know some stuff.
And then it's like, we don't. We don't know shit.
There's more to learn.
There's more to learn.
Always, and once you stop learning, that's it. It's over.
Yeah. Look, I think it's pretty amazing. So you guys joined together in business. Within 6 months, smashed your goals and needed to form a company because you reached 6 figures. It's a 12-month program, and you guys aced it because you did it in half the time, which is kind of cool. You've also learned a bunch of strategies around how money growing up for you was playing out in your lives and your business, and how to overcome that, which is just phenomenal, as well as being able to language some really deep, challenging things like, I'm Kermiting, please come and help. And then to be able to have that language that you can realize you don't have to solve it all on your own. In fact, there's a reason that there's 7 or 8 billion people on the planet, because we might need each other. And by loving ourselves more, we can then love those around us, which is all pretty darn amazing. Let's talk about some tangible things too, for in terms of like marketing and clients and things like that. What are some of the results that you've seen recently?
Marketing was really new. I hadn't really done it before.
We thought it was great at first, didn't we? We're doing some really good marketing.
Yeah.
We go back now and go,
it's a bit cringeworthy, but anyway, it's all about the progress to moving forward and moving up along the business chain, I think.
And the language behind the marketing, I think, has been huge. What we've learned through you guys is, like how to reach your targeted audience.
Yeah.
Has been huge, and it has just And because Mandy's really good with putting words together, not like me, I just give her stuff and she puts it together amazingly. And then, like, you just see it just roll on in. So what did we do?
Yeah.
Was it last month?
Yeah.
That we had like 70 new clients.
70
70
new clients in a month.
Brand new clients. And we've retained how many of that?
I think it was 82% retention.
Through, like, including our existing clients and the new clients, it was like 82%.
Yeah.
So
there's a few things in that. Okay, listen. Okay, so if you didn't hear that, they just said that they got 70 new clients last month with an 82% retention rate. Yeah, which means that 82% of the people that have come in throughout last month have been retained in the business. So what I hear in that is, number one, is that you are speaking the right message to the right people at the right time, which is huge. You're fairly unique in terms of you are running a beauty therapy business with remedial massage business, and you've got staff, which we'll talk about as well next. We'll go into that. But also you track your numbers. So what would be an average month in terms of new clients for you guys?
It's a great question. I think, I think 70 was a big one. But we're
huge.
normally around 45 to 55 new clients per month.
Yeah, 45 to 55 new clients every month.
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, what's also amazing is that you know that, and you can only know that if you track it. Yeah. And people often say, I don't even know if my marketing is working. How you know if your marketing is working is if you get new clients from it. You know, that is a really good indicator as to if you're speaking the right language and things are working. And then to know how many of them stay is also really important. So, for example, if you're going to spend money attracting new clients in, that's great, except if you don't keep them coming in, it's like having a leaky bucket. Yeah, like there's just buckets full of holes. So it's so powerful to track those numbers. How important do you think tracking those numbers has been for you guys?
Huge.
You're really tracking your KPIs, and it is massively important because it gets you to reflect on what you've been doing, and what's working and what's not. Yeah. So we do that every week. Yeah. We really do. And we go, okay, so what happened last week? Why do we have all these cancellations? If they didn't rebook, why didn't they? Why didn't they reschedule? Why didn't they rebook? We do get a lot of nurses and healthcare workers that their roster is all over the place. So we don't actually track our rebooking. We track our retained, because they always do rebook online, or they'll give us a call when they've got their roster. And if they've got their roster for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month, they'll book that. Yeah. So we found that tracking our retained has been a bit better and less panicky kermity, and tracking our rebooking because of clientele that we do have. Yeah. And, you know, like our weekly income, it just keeps growing. It's just getting better and better and better.
Yeah. So in terms of paying yourselves, you guys are paying yourselves yet?
We do now.
When we first joined the program,
we weren't paying ourselves, were we?
No, and we were like, I think we can afford this. We really can't afford to do anything. And something that you and James both said was, you need to pay yourself something. Just something. And we started paying ourselves $200 a week, and that was a big push. That was really hard. Yeah. And now we have a lot of kids between the two of us. We have to have, you know, all the school holidays off work. Sometimes you've got a sick child, you're off then as well. We have reduced our workload from working 5 to 6 days full time. We now only do 2 days of hands-on treatments, and the money is now rolling in. We take home a pretty good wage,
Which
every
have a
week,
set wage every week
and
now,
regardless.
regardless.
It's not even a thought. It's just, oh yeah, that's there, that's fine.
Which you would never get working 2 days a week.
No. And on top of that, we have really learned to embrace the celebration of the wins, which we've kind of done quite well.
Tell us about some of those.
So, going to retreat in June, we decided that we needed some suitcases. So,
try and justify it still.
No, we did.
We wanted.
So we went in and we got some new guest suitcases because we could. And it was great, and we thought we need to celebrate.
Yeah.
We needed a new handbag.
And the wallet. And the toiletry bag.
Yes. And then we went away for a makeup masterclass refresher. And look, we couldn't go past without getting a duffel bag. So, because it was so great. Like, we had a great week, we were away with the girls, and what if we just need to go away for one night and our suitcases were too big?
Yes.
So we had to get a duffel bag. So we did. But we're learning that we can do that.
Exactly. It's why they have different
feeling guilty. Yeah. The more luggage we have, the more trips we can go on.
Exactly.
Still in the back of her car.
I hope your husband doesn't see this.
Oh my God, me too.
I'm not hiding
Yes, you are.
it. Don't show me.
No, but that's the difference, isn't it? When you're making money and turnover, anyone can make turnover, but it's making profit and being able to make profit above your wage to be able to then buy a luggage suite as a celebration.
Yeah.
And not be taking food off the table or not, providing for your family and being responsible and paying tax and all that kind of stuff. It's actually, that's what's beautiful about that celebration, is when you can go, yeah, I did. And here's my tax return. So shut up. This is how we roll now. And part of my, bills that I spend on myself is this. And now I'll be taking trips to go with that and funding them myself. And you're welcome. And I love you and enjoy all of those kids between you, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool. So cool. Yeah. And is that something that you guys used to do in the past? Or
No. No,
our first trip, actually, we went away. We took our girls to Bondi for 4 days we had in Bondi. And I pull up to pick up Amanda, and she's got all these different little bags. And I was like, where's your suitcase? She said, I don't have one. But she doesn't go away anywhere.
Too many kids, I don't go anywhere.
So that was a real thing, but we have started to go away a fair bit more. We've had a lot of work trips. We've been on the business retreat as well. So it's kind of like a need as much as that's nice. That's something that we would like. Yeah. So it's not something that we really did ever before, probably because we couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've learned to embrace the wins, and you need to celebrate that. So
when you go to the accountant and he tells you the same thing, then you're going to do it.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Please feel free to spend some of this wonderful money you're making.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, are we allowed?
Okay. Yes. Run out of there and went straight to the...
That's amazing. So, let's talk a bit about your team. How many beautiful team members do you have now?
We have 3.
Yep.
We've got 3 apprentices. Very lucky because I'm a trainer and assessor as well, so we're able to offer in-house training to our girls, which it works so well. But the best thing about them is that such a good values match. We've become a little family here, which is beautiful, and it gives us the flexibility to have the time off on school holidays if we need to, work 2 days hands-on in the treatment room and not be absolutely flogging it in 5-6 days a week full time.
Did for the first 12 months.
Yeah. We did that, and it was hard. And being able to have the staff come on, and even each week when we check out our KPIs and we're like, is that right? We make that much money this week? Because we really haven't worked. Like, we've not been there. Yeah. But it's that money is still coming in. So we're very grateful to have our staff. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a panic because I can't massage at the moment, or maybe ever again. Okay. And I had a bit of a meltdown. And I said to Mandy, what good am I? I can't massage anymore. Because, but what else can you do? I was like, can you do brow waxing? Can you do facial? Can you do this? And I'm like, yeah, I can. How many girls have we got that can massage? I was like, all of them. She's like, well, what's your issue? I was like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know anymore. But yeah, so that was a big thing as well, like, and knowing that I could actually go to her and sort of say that as well, you know, like I never would have before.
Yeah. And to then be able to break that down to bite-sized chunks and go, okay, if I could never do that again, what's the worst case scenario? Oh, there is none.
There isn't one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. That's not a problem for me. I don't have to panic about that one anymore. I can put my Kermit arms away. And
it's like kind of coming and then yeah, they went. It's just a big learning to sort of go with, you can't help.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And to just sort of learn to go, instead of retreat and go, I can't, what good am I? And to sort of go, okay, what can I do besides that to make things work?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's exactly right. And that's the biggest part of business, is being able to learn how to break down our challenges into bite-sized chunks. You know, and that's really where our training ground is and has been with you guys for everything, whether it's money, whether it's marketing, whether it's leadership, whether it's, you know, leading your team, is just being able to take the big idea, break it down to actionable steps that make sense in your world, to be able to then actually do it so that you can work a couple of days a week with your, you know, what do you call it, your business soulmate? Is that what you guys call each other?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I think that's what we are. Work wife? I don't know.
Yeah, work wife.
My husband seems to think I never answer the phone when he rings. He even says, can you just get Amanda to ring?
He does.
So he checks if there's a different ringtone, and I'm like, I guess you always answer if it's her. But
yeah, of course. Well, she's got great things to say, why wouldn't you?
It's pretty funny she is. I was on the phone to you the other day, and my 2-year-old goes, Mandy. She just knew it was Mandy on the phone. Who else do I talk to?
So when you're not at work, you talk. I only work 2 days a week, but the other 5 days is when we talk on the phone. I love it. Yeah. But to be able to have the great communication that you guys have, and talk each other off ledges if necessary, and hold the space for one another, so that, as you said, Amanda, that instead of retreating when those challenges come, actually being able to lean in. And I think that that's something that I reflected to you guys and have shared a number of times, is your ability to lean into the messy. Not that you particularly love it in there, or that you really love the stuff that I often will coach you through in there. However, what I love about you, and I think is incredible, and is why you're so successful, is because you refuse to retreat. Once you're in, you're like, as uncomfortable, as challenging, as confronting as some of that stuff can be, you know, having the realization that our 8-year-old is actually running the pattern of behavior in our business, that is not, we talk about it like it's like just like you woke up one day and discovered it. That is never an easy discovery to have.
No.
But to then have that awareness, because awareness creates the possibility of a different choice. Yeah, to have awareness, to go, my 8-year-old needed to hear that. It's not easy to rumble with the stuff that comes up for us, but being able to go back to when we're 8 and go, how is my 8-year-old lens serving my business right now? Actually, it's not. And that was really helpful and safe and wise of my dad back then, but I'm actually not 8. And now I get to live life on my terms. And if I'm going to do that differently, then I need to look for a different way of functioning. And that kind of mess, that's not easy. And there's a reason why lots of people won't do it, because it's not comfortable either. But both of your ability to lean in and to not retreat but actually lean into that stuff, I think, is what is going to continue to make you even more successful in your business as you grow.
Yeah. I think once you lean into that change, though, it's just not even an option to go back. Because you're like, oh, no, I don't want to live like that anymore.
No.
Even though we do have a code, we know when you're tapping into something, we're like, oh, my God, she's doing it. She's doing it. You try and embrace yourself real quick, but you're like, okay, just got to go with it. It will be better when you come out.
I'll walk out with Band-Aids. It's fine. Just open the door.
Yeah. You just pick up the box of tissues and it's sort of like, okay, let's do it. But it's worth it in the end.
Yeah, and I have heard you guys say that. Oh, she's doing it. She's just had a second. I jump on a call because someone's curveting, and I'm like, okay, how you doing? And it's like, oh. And then one of you will throw one of the others under the bus. And
I sit here and look at her like, Amanda, what's your problem? Let's focus on that. And then in a quick flash, it's like, so Mandy, I'm like, oh no, we're not here today. We're just supporting her. I don't want to do it today.
It is so much fun. And as you guys, I'm sure if you're listening to this, you can hear the joy that comes out of these. It's a pleasure to coach both of you, because I know that you will both hold the space for one another. If I'm asking Amanda questions, Mandy is not going to answer, and vice versa, because you guys know it's like, I think part of it might be like, I'm just stepping out of that.
You know what I love? How's that working for you?
Yeah. How's it working for you?
Shut
up.
Well, we have slightly stolen that too.
Yeah.
We try and do the Alicia.
Yeah,
it's like, how's it working for you right now? And they're like, oh, I see what you're doing.
Okay, Alicia. She's like, yeah.
I love it. Actually, something I did want to ask Amanda about when we had retreat. That was in the June retreat. I know, going from one extreme to the other, but that was a big week for you. Can we talk about that? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I've just got anxiety thinking about it.
I know, right? It was a pretty big week, wasn't it?
It was.
So you guys both booked. You had your gorgeous luggage to come to our June retreat in Brisbane. Unfortunately, Mandy had a family emergency and needed to come home earlier, and Amanda was about to jump on a plane with her.
Yes.
And Mandy said, "No, you don't. You're staying."
I did not cope okay with that.
Would you say that you're more of a homebody, like?
Definitely, 100%. Yeah. I love my house.
Yes. And was it already outside your comfort zone, to be fair, being there with Mandy?
Hugely, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially being in a whole different state without my kids, I was like,
yeah, okay. Do you like being with people you don't know? Is that something?
No.
We walked into retreat like don't leave me. And we walk in the door and you go, separate, and we're like, we can't.
I was like, no. What are you doing? Mandy, where are you?
Keep looking around at each other like a lost child looking for its mum.
Yes.
Yeah, everything's on purpose in the room.
Yes.
And we often pick up on stuff like that, and we tend to do things like, oh, you'll be fine without each other. Okay, so what was it like for you when Mandy had to head home and you made a decision to stay? Because that created some pretty amazing breakthroughs, but it wasn't an easy part of the journey.
No, it wasn't easy. So I felt like I shouldn't be doing it without her. I definitely felt like I couldn't do it without her. But she was pretty adamant that I had to do it for us. I was like, nice way of putting it, thank you. I stuck it out for the last couple of days. I don't even know. I'm so anxious talking, but just having flashbacks, I think. For me, there was a lot of growth in that, to know that I can do it if I have to.
Yeah.
And I needed to do it for us as well. and getting to know new people as well, like getting to finally meet them after seeing them on all the
Zooms and things like
Zooms and everything. And I've really made some great connections as well, which was really good. I guess just knowing that I can adult like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
And I actually realised how codependent I really was at that time. I didn't realise I was. It was a lot.
It was.
Very, yeah. But then I had to go away for a whole week to Sydney. There's some clinical training, and my daughter was meant to come with me, and then she backed out at the last minute. Here I am in Sydney, all by myself for a whole week. I can't wait to go again.
Loved it so much.
I really did. I was like, oh my God, I can do this.
This is
And I went and met a heap of people, and I was the first one to actually speak up in the class and introduce myself. So I really think that the retreat, it gave me a sense of confidence, I think, to go, okay, well, this is me and I can actually do this as my own person. Yeah.
That is why we push through the anxiety, and it's why Mandy made you stay. It's why
I wasn't going to get out of bed that day.
I know.
I've been out, all day, the whole night, and when I come back, she's in bed and
wide awake, couldn't
she
sleep.
said, I haven't been able to sleep because you'd not been here. Because Amanda has got 8 beautiful children and never been away from them, ever.
Yeah.
So when you have all this noise and chaos in your house, and then you've got dead silence,
it was not
overwhelming.
Yeah.
And as soon as I walked in, she went straight to sleep. I had a shower and I come out and I was like, what are you doing? Because I'm not going. I said, yeah, you are. Get up.
No, I'm not.
You've got to do it for us.
I literally felt really sick and so tired that day, but I made it through.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Which created a chain reaction. And it is about, because part of growing and adulting, it's such a beautiful way to frame it, is actually learning how to be interdependent. And independent says, I can do it myself. And, 3-year-olds are great at that. I can tie my own laces. I can, button my own things, all the things. But when we're interdependent, it actually allows us to realize that I can do it by myself, and it's okay to allow others to help me as well.
Yes.
It's actually, it's such a beautiful, beautiful way of living and being. And that's what you guys are modeling in that, is that you can do it by yourself. You can do it with each other. You can do it with a big team. And that's as it should be. Yeah, like that's actually part of exactly what we want when it comes to running a great business, is that it doesn't have to just be me. I don't have to have other people. I actually can do both. And that's kind of how
it's nice to have that support and around you, and knowing that you can reach out when you really need to without being judged or being it was a lot. It was good.
Love it. So if someone is listening to this and they're thinking, I'm just not sure about this, I'm not sure about the cost, I'm not sure if I should do it, it's kind of scary, what would you say to them?
Just do it. Do it. Honestly, leap in and do it, as scary as it is. If you're looking going, I just don't know, like the way I guess you guys explained it to us was, it's like, 2 massages. Do you know what I mean? Like just think and be like, right, okay, it's actually, I can do that in a day. Yeah. And then get going from there. Yeah. Definitely do it 100%.
It's been the best investment for us personally and for our business. I don't think we would have hit multiple 6 figures in a year if we weren't in the program.
What was it? Do you want to say it? You can say it.
I don't even.
It was over 250, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was over 250K. Yeah.
So $250,000 turnover.
Yeah.
12 months.
12 months, yeah.
Kind of even like, oh, I don't know how I feel when you say it like that.
We were like, imagine making like 50 grand.
Yeah, imagine.
When we had our first session and James worked out, this is the potential income that you
like,
we got off the phone, we're like, no, that's never going to happen. And we actually had the bank, they rang me and they said, business, it's amazing. Like, we haven't seen profitable income like this for a beauty salon in a very long time. And they were offering us, do you need a loan?
Do you need a loan? Do you want money? Do you want a credit card?
Not really, but they said something about the figures, and I was like, I actually don't know how to say that number.
She did it.
So like there's like a 2 and a 6 and
a 1 and a 3.
$261,000 is how I right.
I really struggled because I've never had to look at numbers like that before to say like that's what we had.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like I feel so stupid right now.
She goes, I don't think you know this. How do I even run a business? I can't even talk. I can't talk. So yeah.
I just love that, and I think that more. It's okay, so many people get so hung up on, but I don't know all the stuff about business. You don't need to. It's okay to not be able to read figures because they're so large you've never actually had to put that number together.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a great problem to have.
That's a really good problem to have.
Well, look, lucky I'm not an accountant.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right.
I don't need to know.
Exactly. Ladies, thank you so much for your time today and for sharing the story. Thank you for doing the work and, for leaning in consistently, for knowing your numbers, for showing up, for coming to retreats, for celebrating the wins, all the beautiful things.
We have a goal.
Pardon?
We have a goal of trying to get to as many retreats as we can next year.
Bring it on.
So I've already told the husband that's what's happening. So
good. That's good. And you've got your luggage ready to go.
We do. Every piece of it.
We're set.
Is there any other pieces you need next? Is that?
I think we've kind of covered the range now. So
I have those backpack things. So
oh my God, just going to come with a backpack.
I'm not done.
They need a laptop bag and they match you.
Here we go.
Oh.
Thanks so much, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So if this sounds like you, if you have heard their story and you're like, oh my goodness, I am ready to take this to the next step, we are so excited to speak with you. If you don't have an appointment yet, make sure that you make one with myself or the team where we can talk to you about taking the heartbeat of what it is that you want to do in your community and being able to transform that into an incredible business that where you get to live life on your terms and embody these incredible champion principles so that your life can be just as amazing and you get to stay in your zone of genius to be able to create a rocking business.